All right, what is up, you guys? Sage here, CEO, founder, Legacy Africa. First iteration of Legacy Africa University, you could say. This is maybe a soft launch of the concept and what it would entail. This is going to be a very rough draft, but I'm just going to skim through some concepts. I just want some feedback from you if you like the concept of it. So basically, this is teaching the things that are, business centric, business relevant that you wouldn't be learning in school that are the most up to date because I think it's just more difficult to shift curriculum when you're trying to accommodate many people. um, it's very difficult to be specific when it comes to pertinent topics like how AI affects a particular industry, etc. And so, with that being said, we're going to talk about how like AI and South African digital personalization, basically how AI has affected the personalization and some things to look out for. And so, the ability to personalize offers to be relevant to each customer slash prospect is here. This is according to Massa, UCT. They got data from McKinsey, ACA, very credible sources. Basically, what they're saying is the attention economy is fractured. The old method of spray and pray, you just say whatever you want to say to try and appeal to as many people as possible and hope that from that you gain some sort of traction. The the return on that is lower than it's ever been, right? Because personalization is here. And so generative AI tends to boost offers conversion by 5 to 15% within marketing. Accountability around marketing, uh, translating to actual bottom line, is higher than ever before, which means people are looking at marketing and saying, okay, but what is this marketing effort going to translate to in terms of what it's actually going to make me at the end of the day? It's no longer a chasing of the vanity metrics. It's no longer just, oh, you're gonna get views, how many views, this many views, and then that's enough. It's like, okay, but how do those views translate to bottom line? Who is being targeted in those ads? How do we know that they're the ones who are seeing it? Because the data exists right now, the data that is behind that selection process. They can now see and understand what people are purchasing frequently, what kind of tax bracket they're in, based on what they're purchasing, based on what they're buying off of the different stores and whatnot online. And based off of that data, you can get targeted ads that are specifically for your tax bracket, specifically for the type of things that you shop for. It gets crazier than that. And so the competitive edge in 2026 is no longer um, just a general play, a general big brand. It's how good are your offers, how good are you personalizing, and how good is the quality of the first party data that you're feeding into your AI. So how good and accurate is what you're telling your AI about your customer? And whoever has the most accurate data about their customer. And so now more than ever, customer obsession is everything. It's absolutely everything. And so without guardrails, though, the systems does tend to fail. And so guardrails being without you as a human being having to pre-approve certain parts of the process and letting it know what it can and cannot say, what it can and cannot do, it will tend to overstep boundaries, and you will end up having a net negative impact more than a net positive in terms of the way that your AI is interacting with the people within your base. At the moment, like about 71% of South African e-com happens on mobile, and so that has to be because I'm skimming from my did idea. You'll forgive me if there is something you feel that I should have expounded on more. Let me know in the comments below. But it's about 71% of South African e-com happens to be happening online. Seven e-com online is happening on mobile specifically, and so from a South African perspective, number one, if you're not designing your website for mobile, if you don't have deep consideration of what the mobile implications or what it looks like and interacts like on mobile, then you're not building it for a South African user base. You're not building it for most South Africans, okay? And can that be okay? I was gonna say that can be okay when you're dealing with a certain demographic that you know are specifically going to be using PCs a lot or have even access to PCs. But by and large, if you're dealing with the mass market, if you're dealing with the masses, which I believe most people tend to be, then you need to take into consideration mobile. With that mobile, you need to take into consideration mobile data costs, and take into consideration like WhatsApp integration. So there's this thing called what's it called? It's called omni-channel, being omni-channel, which is not just having a WhatsApp, a IG, a LinkedIn, but how those things interlink and interconnect and funnel into the one sales process and sales system. The superior one within a South African context does seem to be WhatsApp, because people are like, WhatsApp is very native. It's very second nature to people in South Africa. It's not used in the same way as, if you ask someone in the US, in the UK, if you ask someone in the UAE how WhatsApp is typically used, they would tell you, no, just it's just family, friends, this, that, and then that's it. Whereas usually they actually use text, or whatever messaging systems that they prefer, IG, whatever. Whereas here, you're more foreign to someone when you're on IG. You're more foreign when you're on LinkedIn. You're more foreign when you're elsewhere. As soon as you get to the WhatsApp, you tend to be a bit closer. As soon as you get to the WhatsApp, you tend to be interacted with from a different perspective than you would be if you were on another platform. The audience tends to be warmer to you from a WhatsApp perspective, because that's where they deal with their family, that's where they deal with their loved ones, that's where everything happens for most business owners, individuals within a South African context. And so agentic AI is really, uh, yeah, it's the concept that I was talking about earlier, where because they know and can track the activity on the different sites across the board of that individual, they can tailor offers to them specifically and when. So they also know your buying cycles, the times that you're buying, between what dates are you buying, and therefore what to offer you. So they can literally offer you a lay-by on the day, on the spot, that suits what your projected budget is at that time. For example, if it's the 23rd or 24th, you get paid on the 25th, and you're hovering on the site, maybe thinking about purchasing some shoes, for example. You're thinking about purchasing shoes. You're busy hovering there. You wait 2, 3, 4 seconds. Boom! All of a sudden, you get a WhatsApp that specially offers you a lay-by option of, listen, you can put 200 rand down now. You can give us about eight tomorrow or the next day. You can give, and then the rest you can pay on your next. You get what I'm trying to say? That's customized specifically to you. It's not a generic offer. And so those are the kind of things that do need that guard railing, because there's a very thin line between, oh, this is informative and they helped me out to get what I want, and this is predatory and they've used my data to kind of prey on me. Um, yeah, they've used my data to kind of prey on me. So, from a training AI perspective, that becomes very important, because bots are now 80% of FAQs. Like 80% of FAQs are being answered by trained AI. And so that leaves the customer service people to answer the more serious stuff, the more emotional ridden stuff, the stuff that AI couldn't handle because it's too logical and it won't understand context in the same way that we hope a human would. Not yet, anyway. Maybe I feel like we will get to a point where very soon 100% of FAQs are going to be answered by some sort of AI, which would be a very interesting time. With all that being said, one thing that you must consider is the POPIA Act, which is the Protection of Privacy Information Act, or the Protection of Private Information Act. With that, the first time we heard of that is you're in school and they tell you, listen, your parents can't force anyone to give them your results. Your results are your results, and your results are which is the funniest thing. And I enjoyed watching that play out a lot in a lot of different relationships. Anyway, enough about me. So the way that this affects your business is, if you don't have explicitly valid consent, like explicit consent of, listen, this is what we are collecting your data. We are going to use your data for XYZ reason. Or rather, by checking this box, you consent that we are going to use your data. Like that new McDonald's thing where they say, click this if you want to see personalized advertise. Do you get what I'm trying to say? They have to explicitly get you to agree, because if they don't, you can be fined 10 million rands, or 10% of your entire annual turnover. Which, if you're a small business owner, that could that could flip you, bro. That could really really do some serious damage. So building in those protection rails, updating your privacy policies, making opt-ins like very very frictionless as possible, or opt-outs, making opt-outs as frictionless as possible is very important. And so if you actually take a step back, what you'll realize from this is that customer focus, customer obsession, things that Jeff Bezos was talking about many, many moons ago are becoming not just the standard or the norm, but they're becoming the forefront of how you operate from a marketing perspective. It's no longer let me tell you about me. It's more so let me tell you what I can do for you. It's more I know you. Here's what I can do for you. Or based on what I know about you, here's what I think I can do for you. You can tell me different, and we can iterate. But as soon as I come in with the I'm trying to help you, it makes it better. It makes a better customer experience, right? Um, Making opt outs as frictionless as possible is also something that makes a better customer experience. And like I'm very big on if there's one thing at Legacy Africa that we always espouse is listen, never sell anything to anyone who doesn't want it. Never sell anything to anyone who doesn't need it. Like if even if you want it and I can clearly see that this won't do anything for your business, I won't sell you anything because I don't want your money because it's not worth the reputational risk, right? And so this is kind of forcing people to view things from that mindset. Um, yeah, specialized AI native digital marketing is in demand. So what AI native digital marketing means is as agentic AI is expanding, as agents are becoming a thing, understanding how to optimize your website, how to optimize your engines to not only have certain keywords because back in just pure SEO Google days, it used to be a thing of okay, we're gonna get back, we're gonna get into that a bit later. So yeah, because digital marketing 2026 is super specialized, AI native is in demand, deep priority on local insights, integration of AI tools to do the campaign at scale. And so yeah, ultimately the thing that I was going to touch on now is that SEO has shifted from traditional SEO to AI native search and entity understanding. And so entity understanding is context understanding, going all the way back. So SEO is shifted from the typical Google thing where when you Google search, if you had the word best running shoes 50 times on your website, you'd be the top search. Now AI is obviously becoming smarter and is able to understand context a little bit more. And so it would not just be about how many times you said best shoe, but contextually, what have you said? How have you articulated the customer's journey? How have you articulated the result for the customer, where they are you targeting them specifically, are you speaking directly to them? Like why should they choose you, how would they benefit from you, or displaying deep industry knowledge about the specific problem you solve will tend to get you better results because the AI is not just scanning for words, it's reading and internalizing and also interpreting whatever they searched and trying to match those two concepts rather than it just being a word search thing and frequency of word. So yeah, it's a commoditization of average content, a synthetic mediocrity. Um, you avoid this by augmenting unique human insight. And so in English, right now, average content is becoming even is becoming average. It's becoming the norm that everyone's presentations are AI generated. It's becoming the norm that everyone's anything is becoming it's going up a standard, but because everyone's thing that are using these tools is going up a standard, the base knowledge that is in these things is no longer impressive now. It's no longer, oh, you use this word, you use that word, you do. It's what do you say? Okay, no, I hear these words. What are you saying? Who are you? And what unique human insight are you bringing into the words that are behind this thing? What is actually being said here, aside from the concepts that are used, the sources that are referenced, all that good stuff? Because that's how you used to show your expertise in academia. And now it's more about okay, let's talk actual concepts. Let's talk actual throughput of how do you apply this knowledge to the particular uh, problem that you're trying to solve for this particular avatar, and that's how the systems decide if you're suited to serve or not. And so unique human insight unique human insight is where it is won or lost. Prompt engineering is becoming really, really in demand. Um, AI for data analysis and dismission, dismission, I wonder what I was saying. But yeah, in terms of some actionables going forward, um, some actionable is obviously to audit your mobile foundation, make sure that your mobile, or make sure that whatever you have is also working and flying and moving like a dream on mobile. You're doing yourself some massive favors, making sure that you're not. So, for example, from a mobile data perspective, if your website is clunky, if it's slow, if it's laggy, if it's too much data being consumed to do each individual action, you will very quickly lose the people that you're trying to capture, simply because you're siphoning money from their pockets as soon as they hop on your thing. And so to make sure that everything is lean, as lean as you reasonably can make it, while still making it obviously premium, and to really highly consider if your business is suited for it and if it suits you. So in my case, I don't have like a business WhatsApp specifically with the, you click the thing and then it just gives you your business whatever. I don't have that. What I do have is obviously my platform. I put that on everything, put that everywhere. You can always, like, you hop on the site, there's different abouts, there's this and that, and I do communicate with my customers through WhatsApp primarily from a text message perspective, rather than trying to shift them to a completely different thing because I want to look techie or special or whatever. It's like, just meet people where they are and do the thing. No unnecessary fluff or BS around it. So yeah, think about your optimizing with AI, your data analysis from that perspective in terms of what can you learn about your prospective customers, and or your from your prospects. And then prompt engineering in terms of how eloquently can you articulate, how accurately can you articulate what it is that you want as a result of as a result out of engaging with the AI. And so the more you know your stuff, the better. The more you know your stuff and are able to communicate your knowledge of your industry to the AI, the better the results are going to be from a data analysis perspective in terms of what kind of data are you looking for, why you're looking for that data, and being able to synthesize it and come up with something that is not only accurate but is going to move the ball forward in terms of getting you the customers that you want and allowing you to service them better. From a, yeah, predictive automation, obviously Poppy. We need to remember, you need to be very explicit about the fact that you're using data, how you're using that data, etc. Like, there needs to be places where people can read. Not to say that you're going to put the whole privacy policy there, but you need to very clearly give people pathways so that you can say, hey, listen, I gave them every possible way. They clicked on the thing. If they wanted to learn more, they could have clicked learn more. It takes them directly to our page. They can read the whole thing, and kind of make that a palatable, and be very transparent when it comes to that, which is just a good practice in general. And then, yeah, build capability through collaboration, which is ultimately, you don't necessarily, okay, let's go up a notch, which is measure ruthlessly with LTV, meaning ultimately all your marketing efforts, everything that you get as a result of doing all these things, should at the end of the day translate to being able to make your customers worth more to the business. And capability through collaboration, meaning you don't have to necessarily learn how to audit things, how to optimize things, how to prompt engineer, know the laws, know, like, all this stuff by yourself. Through collaboration, you are able to do a multitude of these things within the same time frame. And so don't be afraid to collaborate with people that are experts within their windows. So the antidote to use of data being creepy is not just transparency, it's utility. If it helps the customers get what they want, they won't mind, um, and they won't feel as if they're being taken advantage of or being used. And so the line is, now that you've taken my data and you've used it, have you used it to benefit me, or have you used it to try and squeeze an extra whatever out of me? Eventually, what's done in the dark will find a way to shine. Eventually, your intent behind your use does come to light. And so be very, very careful at that. The role of marketers is not destroyed, it's just elevated. So AI does the logistics, and the marketer makes sure that whatever comes of this actually resonates with with the customer themselves. And yeah, that's ultimately the way that, in a nutshell, they will definitely be, as I continue to consume stuff, as I continue to acknowledge myself, there will definitely be sessions like this where I just come in and I let you guys know. I'm thinking of perhaps dedicating a series, and naming it Legacy Africa University. Maybe not the university just yet. Um, yeah, legacy lessons, maybe something like that. But yeah, every once in a while, expect this type of content to pop out, because it might be useful to you. It's definitely useful to me in terms of repeating this stuff, actually looking back at the notes, and yeah, reinforcing it, making sure that we learn it, we internalize it, and we continue to grow within ourselves. And so I've kind of left the space in which I was consuming a lot of books and doing a lot of that, because I mean, geez, in the last 48 hours there's been the product launch, there's been a meeting, there's been pitch today. I have to work on this, that, and the other. There's a CRM system, there's the HR things that need to be taken care of, and then there's the meeting tomorrow with the accounting software system people. And I'm sure that there are many other things that, mind you, each of these individual things have like 15 things that need to happen in order for them to happen. There's people that need to be coordinated with, that, for example, doing all that I've done, there was no time for me to make a pitch myself, but I can synthesize exactly what I want to be done, give that off to, delegate that tasks, get results from it, coordinate with. So each of these things that need to happen within the next 48 hours, and that has happened within the last 48 hours, are very complex things. And so, that being said, I've kind of shifted into that kind of a season. So priority is not really consumption for me right now; it's production. However, it's very important to make sure that we are, getting the knowledge in, man. Make sure that we are learning, we're growing, so that when the next planting season comes, we are prepared for it. And yeah, we may we continue to bear the fruits, and maybe we continue to harvest fully, and to kind of give that knowledge wherever we can to you guys. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope that was of use. If you are a marketer in Port Elizabeth, if you are a builder, if you are a professional, if you're an entrepreneur, maybe you're young, maybe you're more advanced in your career, and if you're looking for more opportunities, I have a platform. It's called Legacy Hub. On Legacy Hub, there are many tools that are available for you to be able to present yourself professionally, in a multitude of ways. Business cards, you generate CVs, you like anything that you could imagine that you would need. If there's anything missing, you can definitely get in contact with myself or my team, and we'll look at adding that if we get obviously enough upvotes of the certain features. But that's free, and I want to continue to do more free cool stuff for you guys. So yeah, if you are a marketer, if you're in Port Elizabeth, if you're outside of Port Elizabeth but you're doing a remote service, check out Legacy Hub. You won't regret it. Thank you for watching. I've been Sage, standing on business. Signing out.